Hey guys, what's up? I am Amanda and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the food that I'm packing for a 2-night, 3-day backpacking trip and sort of how I think through the amount of food that I'm going to need and plan out my meals for a backpacking trip. So the first thing that I recommend doing, and that I have done here, is write it out. This is especially helpful for longer trips that are like 3, 4, 5 nights long. It can be really hard to think that far ahead in your meals, and so writing things out is really, really helpful. And I literally will write snack, lunch, dinner, and so like hike in. I don't have a breakfast because I already ate breakfast this morning. I'm actually leaving for a trip very soon. And so I'll plan things out each meal at a time and have this by my side as I am packing up my food for a trip and laying everything out. So I'm gonna go through each of the meals and just show you what I am packing for this particular trip. So for breakfast, you guys know I love my oatmeal and granola. I have 2 mornings that I'm gonna be in the backcountry. So for this one, I have what I'm calling an Almond Joy oatmeal that I made at home, and it's just got some cocoa powder, coconut, almonds, oats, lots of good stuff. And then this one is a homemade granola, and I put powdered milk in here. So at camp, what I'll do is just add cold water, and it's sort of like a granola cereal, and I love both of these. And so it's really nice. I can make this stuff at home, give myself some variety. So if you want to make your own breakfast, I do have a free cookbook for you guys. Just check the description box below. It has 4 oatmeal recipes and a granola recipe, and it will just show you exactly how to make this stuff and bring it for backpacking. So that's what I'll do for breakfast. And then I also have a ton of coffee with me. This is for both me and Nick for the next few days. I love just fresh ground coffee, and I do a little like pour over-ish sort of thing. That's just like my go-to way of doing it because I really like a strong cup of fresh, good coffee. But if you don't really care about your coffee that much, you can bring the little freeze-dried packets, which I have somewhere in here. These freeze-dried packets are super lightweight and really small, and so you can just throw a couple of these in your pack for each morning. Okay, the next thing we're gonna talk about are the snacks. Now, I personally don't eat a ton of like big meals or anything like that throughout the day when I'm hiking. I like smaller snacks throughout the day, and so that's sort of what I'm thinking about when I'm planning out my snacks. I am always down to try some new snacks, new protein bars. There are like a billion brands nowadays, so I usually throw in a couple that I have never tried before just for fun, but there are a few that are in my constant rotation. So I'm gonna grab those. So some of my go-to snacks are these RX nut butters. These are so good. I think there's 4 or 5 different flavors. I loved all the ones that I've tried so far. I usually plan for at least 1 or 2 of these per day. And then along with that, I love these epic bars. The bacon one and the bison one are really, really good. And then the other snack that I like a lot that's one of my go-tos are these Lara bars. Now these are usually very cheap. They're like 10 for 10 sometimes, and they're mostly dates. And so I love these for those moments on the trail where you're really low in energy and you just need something to kind of boost you to get through those last few miles. These are great for that. And so I love to have usually around like 1 per day is what I'll sort of plan for these. In addition to that, like I love beef jerky and just other protein bars and other things that I'm trying. Those are some of the ones that I reach for the most and that I typically have on almost every backpacking trip. Okay, now for lunch. As I said, I don't eat a big lunch throughout the day, especially when I'm hiking. What I do love for lunch are tuna and crackers. I actually have a salmon packet here and a tuna packet, and I'll bring 1 packet per day. And then this is enough crackers for 2 days, so I'll eat about half of this with one of these. I just love this as a lunch because it's pretty lightweight. It's not like a huge thing that's gonna weigh me down. It has a ton of protein and it's not sweet. So it really balances well with some of the other sweet bars that I typically eat when I'm backpacking. This just really tastes good. They have so many different flavors, and this has just been been my go-to lunch for a while now. And then the last thing that I pack is, of course, dinner. Now I'm going out for 2 nights, so I'm bringing 2 meals. So for this trip, I have packed some pesto quinoa chicken and a just spaghetti and sauce one, which is one of my go-tos. Tried and true, love this one. Now you can probably tell I made these at home. I do have a dehydrator and I love to make my own backpacking food because I just love to cook and bake. It's a lot of fun for me to try new flavors and new meals and just have control over the ingredients that go in here. It's a lot cheaper than buying some of the meals that are in the store. So I'm just having a lot of fun making my own meals, but do not feel overwhelmed. You don't have to make your own meals. There are some really great options that are at the gear store. One of the brands that I like the most is called Good To Go. They have awesome dehydrated meals. That Thai curry and the pad Thai are so good. So those are really great options if you don't have the time or you just don't like to cook your own stuff. That's what I would recommend. But I do love to make my own, and what I'll do here is I'll actually just pour hot water directly into this bag like you would the ones that you buy at the store. And then I have one of these packs where I'll put the hot water in here and then put this in here, and it will help your food stay warmer longer. And so this is by a brand called Hyperlight, and I don't bring this on every trip. If I'm going on like a desert trip or somewhere where it's going to be hot, I don't bring this. But right now I'm actually going to go on a trip where I'm expecting it to be pretty chilly, and so I'm going to bring this along just to help reheat my food. So that's kind of what I'm doing for dinner, and yeah, just one of these per night. And if I'm still hungry, I usually pack in some extra snacks. That's actually always a good rule of thumb, just pack in a few extra snacks in case you have to stay out longer than expected. But that is really how I think through all of the meals that I pack for my backpacking trips. Definitely, if you feel overwhelmed, write things down and then just have that list by your side when you're packing up all your food. It can be really helpful. I don't pack this in with me and like stick to any sort of rigid schedule. It really just helps me ensure that I have packed enough dinners and breakfasts and things like that. So if you have any questions about how to plan out your backpacking food, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel for more videos. I upload new ones every single week about backpacking, hiking, and camping. And so I just love to see you in the next video. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you soon. Peace.